Welcome to the Warrior Gamer Headquarters podcast.
Hello, I am Tomia Chu from Cameroon. I am a social entrepreneur and a civil society leader back in my country, Cameroon, and with a lot of personal and professional experiences. I have a master's degree in international relations, and I was also recognized as an emerging civil society leader by the U.S. government-sponsored program, the Community Engagement Exchange Program, that brought me here in 2022 to the United States. And I have 7 years of experience working with international organizations like UNHCR, International Medical Corps, the King Care Center, and the United Council for Youth Empowerment. I equally run a nonprofit organization that works for the empowerment, care, and protection of underprivileged children and youth in Cameroon. And this was inspired by my personal stories, my two most touching personal stories. One which uh, came as a result of my displacement from my homeland, my forceful displacement with my family from my homeland to Yaoundé. That's almost 400 kilometers from my land after we were attacked in our home and our home burnt down because of the Anglophone crisis. And we lost our sister to multiple rapes as well because of that. So we moved with my family to Yaoundé, and we're living in a single room. We're 8 of us in a single room. I was the eldest at that moment, apart from my grandmother. So that's where I started this. I started hustling. I have skills of producing wine, yogurt, juice, and other things, hibiscus juices, making liquid detergent, just to make sure that I could put food on our table. And that was how I met my classmates, with whom we displaced, because were many of us who displaced, even though we each had our own issues and the reasons for displacement, which were circulating around the Anglophone crisis. So when I arrived in Yaoundé and started this business, I met my friends with whom we were studying. So I decided to start teaching them how to produce this wine, red wine made from hibiscus leaves, how to produce yogurt to make detergent. And that's where gained the inspiration to inspire young displaced people who had dropped out of school. And today I just seek a world where youth can grow, youth can create employment for themselves and also live in a conflict-free area. Even if there is conflict, it shouldn't be escalated to the level where it will forcefully displace us to places we don't even want to go to. But from this, I also, something happened. I was zealous. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to continue my education. Here I am with a master's degree. How did I get that? I'm not sure I would have gotten it if I was in my homeland. But I wrote this entrance exam into a diplomacy school in Cameroon, which is the International Relations Institute of Cameroon. And among 1,000 people, the 35 people passed, and I was among the 35. So that was a very good seed that came out from uh, this resilience after this terrible displacement. And the second inspiration to the founding of my organization was my daughter. May her soul rest in peace. She passed on the 25th of December, 2023. That's just 4 months ago. So she was on the day she was born. She was a victim of medical malpractice because there was a lot of negligence. The doctors didn't handle her well, and the moment she had drank a lot of amniotic fluid, and they neglected her. So she was even transferred to another hospital, but they gave her wrong medication, which just aggravated the situation. So it landed us into serious issues because she started growing with a brain problem. She was having seizures more than 50 times in one day. I even lost my job with International Medical Corps as a result of that. And during my movements from one hospital to another, I noticed that there were other kids, so many of them, either abandoned by their parents because the parents could not handle it anymore, or they think their parents did not even have the means to take care of them. I was right here being supported by my family and friends. So that was the second thing that I decided to say. I talked to my family and I decided to start this nonprofit organization. We call it Children's Faith, and our slogan is "Every child matters. Our actions determine their fate." Because a doctor's mistake, a doctor's negligence, determines the fate of my daughter, and took her to the grave. And that's exactly even the way we raise our kids determine the way they will grow into their future. And Children's Faith now has over 252 kids in Cameroon. We've been carrying out community outreaches to orphanages, to schools. We do community-based education with displaced kids. We're also partnering with a rehabilitation center in Cameroon, in Yaoundé, that is hosting displaced orphans from Batibo. We, in memory of my daughter, we also carry out some uh, outreaches to different hospitals, especially hospitals where we were privileged to visit when my daughter was ill, and uh, we sometimes pay their medical bills, take some foodstuff to them, and things that could help them out. So this is mostly what has inspired me in the nonprofit world, and I have also got to understand after I joined Warrior Gamer Foundation that gaming is one of the collective healing methods that could also help me, because the moment I joined Warrior Gamer Foundation, I was really down. I was struggling with my mental health. I could barely even talk like I'm talking now, because each time I want to talk and express myself, I just kept crying. But I've got to understand that the more you get out there, you create networks, you play with people, and the more you're able to involve yourself in this collective healing methods. It's really important for our growth, and also it gives us a better perspective on how we can help others not to include themselves, or not to go through what we have gone through or what we are going through. Thank you.
Well, first, I honor you for being here. 100%. I honor you for picking up and being motivated, and not only joining our very humble organization to help us, because just recently, folks, literally 2 days, same as the filming of this, she churned through over 80 pages for a grant application for our organization. She has her own as well, but she is supporting us because of the mission that we have here, and it's truly, just to be here on the call with you is very humbling. It's very powerful, and I appreciate that, like right off the bat. So thank you. If we ended it right now, this would be like one of the best shows on YouTube or Spotify already. So April, do you have anything that you want to, that was a lot, and I have a lot to unpack. So you want
Yes,
to take a
so
crack at it?
I second Ken's gratitude. Thank you so much for joining us. What we're trying to do, both with your mission and with our mission, I see how they intertwine beautifully. And the struggle of humans all over the planet is the same struggle. No matter what country you're in, there's the same threat of rape, the threat of displacement, the threat of all of those things. But I think what overcomes that threat are people like you, and the memory of your daughter, the memory of your sister, we will honor for sure. And I want to say their names, so you'll have to say their names for me. I think that's one of the things that I care a lot about is legacy. and keeping alive the people we love, no matter what goes on. And I think you couldn't have picked a better way to do that in supporting other children and supporting people in Cameroon, where there's, there's, your organization is literally going to make a life-changing difference over and over and over again for years to come. So you have so much to be proud of, and I'm just grateful to get to talk to you today. So my question is always the same. It's always the same. It's what is your vision for the future? Like, if everything goes the way you want it to, what do you see you bringing into this world? What is your light? What is your gift is glowing. We can see it, but I'd ask you to just articulate it for us.
Okay, thank you so much. As a young lady, a young woman, I'm just 29. I still have a long way to go. If things work out well, I really want to be part of this. I don't know, but there is this feeling in me that I'm going to create a very big impact. So what I have in mind is being able to use my story to inspire as many people as possible, and not just inspire, also drag these people along so we can create a greater impact in the lives of children and youth, especially those who are struggling. Because if I didn't commit suicide, then I am saved. It means I can save somebody else from committing that suicide. Yeah, because I attempted it. So I envisage a world where children, there is health care for every child, irrespective of the socioeconomic background, their culture, the race, the ethnic group. In Cameroon, we don't talk about race, we talk about ethnic groups. So that's why I'm including that. And whoever you are, you should have privileges to everything. And also, I want a world where youth, even if they cannot get corporate jobs, should be able to create their own jobs. They should have an environment where they don't say, I am jobless because the government did this. I'm jobless because the government is not providing enough jobs. Why not try to create jobs for ourselves? That is why I'm out here, to just give my skills for free. If anyone wants to learn how to make wine, if anyone wants to learn how to make yogurt, detergent, I know how to make all of those things. And I've been training youth. So far, I've trained over 145 youth independently. And 43 of them have already started their businesses. Yeah, and I believe that I can impact more lives in the future. And with your support as well as make our organizations to grow and also bring people together to understand how life is and understand how they are important in this world, how the world is a better place with each of us in it. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's pretty great. I mean, it's you're quieting the room on every response. It's good. I think it's really important right now. I hired this electrician a few months ago, and he's like, 99% of my calls are changing light bulbs. And I'm like, oh yeah, the ones that are like really high, people can't get to. He's like, no, like lamps, and people, they don't even want to do it. Some of them don't know how to do it. And I can imagine like making your own detergent, yogurt, and wine. I mean, these are not, sound like not easy things, but there is a certain joy. I was raised in like, you learn how to do it, right? So that you respect the people who are doing it for a profession, and you respect them, you give them the love, and you treat them right. And so what do you feel as the catch for people who are like, I don't want, why can I can just buy that online and have it delivered? Why would I care about like making my own food or making my own detergent? Can you just sell us in the audience of like, what do they get in return for learning how to do these things?
Okay. Actually, I don't, my audience, first of all, my target group is not those who already have the money to even buy all those things. My target group is those underprivileged people, those who cannot even afford it, those who know the value of learning this thing and implementing it, trying to make a business out of it. Because if you learn and put it under your table, then it's not a skill. It's just something that you were just passing. But I am focusing on those who want to grow, than those who can use the skill to actually impact their lives and their families. So if somebody comes to me and says that, why must I learn this thing instead of just buying them? I always ask them the question, do you really need to learn this? Do you really think you need the skill? Or you just want to learn because I am asking you to? Because it should come voluntarily. Even if it's somebody who does not have the money or money to buy detergent someday, at least they should have the zeal and the willingness to learn it and to say, okay, today I am learning this. And I always put this policy, if I'm teaching you how to make detergent, it means you should be able to teach 5 other people who are willing to learn and who knows the value of how it will help them in their lives. So my audience mostly is about paying it forward and making a life out of the skill you have learned.
That's great. It's a great answer. So I also have a master's in international relations. So I think we're going to be talking quite well about this stuff. So there's a scale that we use as political scientists, that like you have the walking, you have the walking, the animal, the bicycle, the car, the train and the airplane, and the sophistication and logistics. So for our audience here, right, is if I want to help out something, if I want to give back, empower a charity, when they learn these things, I will tell you, I have grown a great appreciation to doing your own laundry without a laundry machine. Like that is, and dishes without a dishwasher, like these basic things, making your own yogurt. And I think it is necessary for people to learn those things so they can see how hard it is in Cameroon when someone has to make their own detergent or make their own yogurt. When I have the ability, as a dude, I make pretty good money. I can dole out to charity as I see fit. $20 to your charity versus $20 to, someone down here. Two entirely different universes of impact, right? So can you kind of tell us a little bit of like impact to your demographic that you just talked about? Like how much of an impact is it to give and to help empower your charities, just so we have an understanding of scale? Because I really don't think a lot of people in America understand how big just a little bit of giving can empower, if you don't mind.
Sure. When I arrived in the United States, I saw that it's a completely different world from Cameroon. First, we don't have washing machines in Cameroon. Very rich people, if you see someone with a washer, it means it's a really wealthy person. I mean, even my family, we never used a washer. The dishwasher, washing machine, a dryer, all of those things. We wash our clothes with our hands, we sun dry them. If you don't have money, some people end up. I personally was at that point where I didn't even have money to buy detergent, like half a dollar to buy detergent. There was a moment in my life when I could not even afford $1 for daily food. But food in Cameroon is as cheap as $5 for a full meal. A full meal, like you can have a full breakfast or a full lunch with an entree, the dessert, and the meal with water or a bottle of juice for $5. And this is what a lot of people cannot afford. there's a family who would only live on $1. So just your $1 means a lot to a Cameroonian who cannot afford food, who cannot afford to buy detergent. Education as well is not free in Cameroon. From kindergarten up to high school, that could be free here. It's paid in Cameroon. Even though it's not very expensive, if we look at it in American dollars, in some schools, there's just $75 for a year, but that is a lot of money. You cannot imagine the children would drop out of school as early as 7 years because they cannot afford $75 to pay their school fees for a full year. So your little dollar that you minimize, that is small, is a life-changing something. It's going to change the life of a child. It's going to change the life of a youth in Cameroon.
That's incredible.
That's fantastic. I think what I love about what you're saying, and this is what I've always loved, is that I think we often from the United States have had a history of let's just, give the rice and have it, we're done giving one bag of rice. But the programs that give micro loans and that buy people goats and that invest in education and that do what you're doing, teach one. That's one thing we say in Chicago. Each one teach one. That's from Operation Push and Jesse Jackson. Each one teach one. And the fact that you are leaning into teaching people real skills that will help them gain not only confidence, but the dollars they need to pull through and the that pride. I think that's one thing that we from our side of the pond investing in education and in programs like yours that teach entrepreneurship and set up structure so that we can, instead of giving to the Red Cross, we can give directly to your organization so that we can give where we know what we give will go straight to the people who need it the most. I think that's amazing work that you're doing. So I hope you will share with us, one, how we can give, how we can support, what we can do to really to help move things along to make that vision happen that you outlined for us earlier. And two, what are your dreams for teaching things in addition to wine and yogurt and soap? That's one of the things we do here. We teach content creation for esports. We teach a lot of different skills that are digitally based that let the same, it's on a different scale and in a different space, but it's the same intent to give people freedom over their own economic situation and allow people the pride and creativeness to add to the world.
Okay, so next question is I want to help. I'm a regular person. I have an inclination that I probably should help, but I'm just really busy and there's so much things. I can't help everybody. And I don't know where Cameroon is. I don't know where it is. I don't know who these people are. So you're a very educated woman now and very experienced. And I would like, if you can, to explain to the folks watching why it is actually very important to look across to other countries, societies, ethnic groups, and help lift them up. Can you explain sort of, you can even hit on like a selfish, why would it be good for you in the long term, but also why is it so critically important?
Okay, thank you. First of
She
all,
rounded up. She was like rounded up. She's like, I got this. I'm gonna nail
right.
it.
Yeah. So I will start by introducing Cameroon, actually, because a lot of people do not know where Cameroon is. They don't even know if it's from Africa, it's in what part of the world. Cameroon is a low middle income country found in Central Africa, in between Nigeria. It's just found beside Nigeria, Gabon, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Central African Republic. So, and it's close to the Atlantic Ocean and closer to the equator as well. It's really rich in natural resources, but then they do not have. Oh, oh wow! Thank you.
Like, can you toss up a map?
Yeah, don't let me
Yes.
stop you. Here, I just wanted
Here we
to.
are. Yes,
For
this
folks
is
listening, we
Cameroon,
have
right?
Google Earth up and we have Cameroon on the map, so people can visualize.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to me.
No, I like that. I really like that. Yes, this is Cameroon, and this is the Atlantic Ocean, just close to Douala.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to us. Tell us.
Yes, so if we don't look above where we are, we would never know what other people are going through. This is a country that, first of all, is suffering from three different crises. Cameroon suffers from the Anglophone crisis, which is the socio-political crisis that started as a result of marginalization of the minority group of the English-speaking Cameroonians as a result of colonization. When France and Britain partitioned Cameroon, Britain took a smaller part of Cameroon, which is 20%, and France took a bigger part, which is 80% of Cameroon. So the Anglophone crisis started as because of the disgruntled English-speaking Cameroonians who were not satisfied with the way the system of government was distributing resources or taking decisions without including them. We have another crisis. This crisis started in November 2016. Up till now, it's still going on. We have over 6,000 deaths and over 1,200,000 displaced people to other parts of Cameroon and to Nigeria. We also have the Boko Haram insurgency in Cameroon, which is a terrorist group found in the northern regions of Cameroon, the North Adamawa, Marwa. You see Marwa here, Garoua, and Gaoundéré, all those places. Yes, they're suffering from the Boko Haram, which started in 2014. It actually started in northern Nigeria and crossed over to Cameroon. And these are mostly the Muslim part of the country. Cameroon equally has this refugee crisis in the east region of Cameroon. After the influx of Central African Republic refugees who ran from their country into Cameroon. And most of the rebels followed them. So they follow them. Some people are being beheaded in this place in Betua. If you check around Betua, that's the east region of Cameroon. Yes, that's the headquarters of the east region. So all these people, all these places affected, there are a lot of people who displaced to other regions just to seek for safety. How would they be able to live or even afford the basic life for themselves when they forcefully displace, they abandon all their homes, their riches, everything in their homes just to seek refuge? Normally, they become beggars. Their children cannot go to school. They can't even afford medical care. They can't afford basic needs. Some of them even become homeless. It is difficult in Cameroon for someone to be homeless. But if you see homeless people, know that it is really, really bad. So just to summarize everything, if you want to give to Cameroon, you should understand that you are doing the right thing, because this country has people who are suffering. If I am here today talking, I have been in that position. And if I decided to even start this non-profit organization, it's because I didn't want what happened to me to happen to other youth. But it's still happening. I cannot do this on my own. without your support. Even these people that I'm training, we still need to support them with capital to start up their businesses. If not, they will not be able to do anything. They need the capital, they need the resources, the material to be able to produce this, the natural juices, the yogurt, the wine, the detergent. But if they don't have, and all this material comes from, we have to buy. There are people who cannot even afford a meal. But if you here decide that I want to help this person to be able to afford a meal, or to help the person cultivate so that tomorrow they will not lack, then you are doing the right thing, because you are helping somebody genuinely and directly, and without having any doubt that it will reach the person. Our organization we mostly connect the people directly with the people, with the funders or the donors. If the donors want to, there are some that want to be anonymous, excuse me, and with a pass-through children's faith. But if they want to impact the lives of these people directly, just so they don't have doubt about where their money is going to, just so you don't have doubt about if you are actually helping somebody, then you are in the right place. We will link you directly to them. I don't know if I answered your question, but
it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So I think too also is there's a value in diversity of experience and education, and that leads to someone's ability to think in multiple dimensions, to problem solve in so many different ways. And I have seen it personally that folks can come in, and the weirder, the more different and crazy their background is, when they get put in a group with folks who are just as weird and crazy and different experiences, they come up with the world-changing solutions, because they're able to see things in a different way. Because I've changed my own tires and replaced engines and stuff, I can fix my treadmill that just broke the other day. Like, the little crazy things that you can do is the learning to make your own yogurt can, in a year and a half, come up with a great business solution to a problem that people are dealing with every day that no one has figured out yet, because there's the same people in the industries everywhere. So you brought up something very near and dear to my heart, which is medical issues. And I have been in and out of the medical system for over a decade with like no solution. And I think it's because filled with people who just treat us like numbers, and there's really no like holistic approach to it. So to give to Cameroon and to give to any of these areas that have such a different experience and a way of living, bring them into some of these business practices that we have built in America. Like, here you are, you're a prime example. You came into WarriorGMR and you single-handedly changed the entire trajectory of our foundation within a few days of coming on board. People, if that's not a selling point, I don't know what is. You go reach down to Cameroon, you bring some people out, you put them in your business, they will change the way that you operate and the way that you interact with people and your empathy. And I mean, that is my selling point, is if you want to give back and you only have a little bit, only prefer to give a little bit, and you want maximum impact, this is the way to go, because it's going to impact the entire world, affect the entire world, because these people can come up, lift out of their survival state and go more into a thrival state, right? I hope I did that justice in my own words, at least. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
if you could answer, so my question before Ken's question, because Ken's was a much better question, but my question was, how can we help? Like, I support through Patreon. I support lots of different organizations and individuals through, and I know you have a website because I was on it, but from your perspective, what it is, but then there are other things that I think that tapping into a network can help with. Like there's our organizations that have financial services that invest for nonprofits. There are organizations that will connect you to a way to send money from the United States to other countries without paying all the tons of fees. There are organizations, there's a lot of different ways to help beyond just, writing a monthly check. So I want you to think about, not right now, you don't have to answer it right now, but I want you to think about where you're at. And again, I think the beauty of Warrior Gamer Foundation and other orgs is that we are all literally trying to save the world together through and the world, not just the people who are playing games in the United States, not just the people who are, everybody matters. And I think that's what led me to Ken and to Josh and everyone here, is that true belief that everybody matters and we really need to support each other. So from your perspective, what else do you, you don't know who's going to hear this. It may, I had a friend, they did one event for a ballet and somebody gave $60 million. One guy gave $60 million after a silent auction at a ballet in Los Angeles. So I would just sort of give you the pedestal for, we know we've heard what you do and we can see it on the website that Ken is sharing right now. But for those who are just listening, what would you say to them?
Okay, thank you so much. So there are ways to actually give to these people without getting to pay tons of charges. You can go to our website if you want to donate to www.childrensfaith.org. There you will see as there's a section that they have clicked donate. Yeah. And on this, we have all our account information, our bank account information, and including the international PIN number that you can transfer directly from your bank or directly from your phone into our bank account. And the bank will actually make a receipt for you, or the organization would make a receipt to acknowledge receipt of your money, and also make a report of how the money was given, or how it was used, or to who it went. Yeah. So and this, we're still working on this website. In a few days everything will be okay.
Fantastic. I love the pictures. It looks amazing.
Thank you. That's some of our activities that we have carried out so far. Visits to orphanages, outreaches, income generating activities, and different community-based education projects and health campaigns. So this is the donation page.
That's great. So this will be up and running soon, right? So we're getting like a preview of what's to come. So first heard, right? Right here, we got it.
Yeah, this one is already running, but we want to make it in a way that you could even just click a link and it sends you to maybe Flutterwave, or you can pay through PayPal,
right,
debit, credit, or however you want to. But this one is more manual for now.
Okay, so if I wanted to give money right now, I would initiate a bank transfer with this information from my bank.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes, you can either use Remitly. If you're sending to Remitly, you would Remitly. Yeah, you will send to mobile money to this number.
Okay, so that's for folks listening. I've not heard of Remitly, and I don't know if folks have. So it's REMITLY, and the mobile money code is 237-6723-10275. We'll put that in the show notes as well. I'll put that in there so people can do that. So you can write that down, just rewind, write it down. $1. I mean, like, where else? You know, I do this a lot when I'm out and about and I have friends or just my kids, and like, where else can you be a hero for $1? I mean, very rare can you do that. And I think I donated 3 times today. Between yesterday and today, I gave cash. So this is great. Like, it's very little for a lot of folks, especially folks who might be listening. If you think you're tapped out in giving, you're not. I mean, you can do $5, right? There probably is 2 kids in there that would eat for like 2 days for on $5, probably, right, Tomia?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. So
I think it's
please.
so small, even $1, even half a dollar, it's much money in Cameroon. So don't never underestimate your half a dollar or $1/4 to be very small, because that could be a plate of food for a child or somebody really needing it in Cameroon.
That's right.
Tomia,
Yes.
do you have a Patreon account? That's a platform where there are already people who are used to giving and we just sort of search what we can give to, and it comes, our bank accounts are already connected to it, and they take a small fee, but it's another good way, another source of income that makes
Oh,
it easy to give to vetted organizations. I
okay.
can share Patreon, yeah. They're really, really doing a lot all around the world, but that makes it easy because sometimes it might be hard for people to take the steps to go to use a Remitly, something they've never heard of. But
Mhm.
Patreon is already, it just comes out of your account and you already know it and it's already trusted. So that
Oh,
might be just another thing to set up just to make
yes.
it easy for us lazy Americans.
Sure.
Sometimes we're a little bit lazy but we want to give and we want to help. And the easier you can make it, the better. And the fact that platforms like that already have millions of established people who have raised their hand to give to other causes. So it puts you in touch with people who are used to giving and who are expecting to give.
Okay, thank you so much. And apart from Remitly, you could send directly from your bank account into our UBA account. So the account information above the Remitly information you saw on the donation page is also working. So if you cannot use Remitly, you could send directly into our bank account from yours. But I will check out the Patreon, and I'll also try to put our bank account information in Flutterwave so that it could, instead of doing that manually, you just click a link and put your account information and the amount you want to donate. In a few days, we'll be done in a few days with this one.
Good, yeah, because I think maybe what April's hitting on is a lot of people are very um they're
Hesitant
hesitant. Yeah, I
to
know,
give
putting
our
in
bank
bank
accounts.
information.
I'm not going to do that honestly, but I will give.
Yeah,
But I will give through places that we are trusted. Like even if it's you doing an event-based thing on eBay where you throw a handful of artwork from Cameroon up and you let us bid after them. Event-based things are really, really good ways to raise money. And actually, we're doing an art exhibit at the end of July, which I'm happy to set up a table for you guys to raise at our school. But I think that
Sure, thank you so
it's
much.
yeah. Oh, this is wonderful though. I'm so excited by what you're doing. And this is exactly how to do it, empowering people through entrepreneurship and education. That's what we're all about. So I'm so thrilled you joined our team.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm happy to be part of the team too.
so I'm interested in some of this detergent. I want to buy some detergent for sure. I don't know how much the freight would cost, but I think it'd be cool to have that, I'll have a little picture of me like, check it out, or something. Like, I would totally do that. And if you had a GoFundMe, that's easy too, like, and they don't take any
Oh,
money.
Yes, we have a GoFundMe. We have a GoFundMe page, and we even
Oh,
have a fundraising campaign going on. I'll send you the link, and we're planning on doing other campaigns. So we have a GoFundMe. I'll share it with
Fantastic.
you. Yes,
The
I
other
think
thing you can
that's
do
the easiest way for now.
Yeah. The other thing you can do is a Kickstarter, because you are about entrepreneurship. A lot
Mhm.
of investors look at Kickstarter. So really starting a school around teaching these skills just for you, you could kickstart your business off of that. I think that'd be a fantastic way. And like Ken said, I would love to try your detergent. That could be like, you give it this level and you get the detergent. You give it this level and you get you get the wine.
Yeah.
You never know who will sponsor your wine. You get your wine, and like our Warrior Gamer, we're meeting with Walmart at the end of May. So you never know where you could go from with what you have. I always say dream big to my students. Really, the best way to get money out of Americans is to lead into our greed, and you do that by offering a product that we want no matter what. And that's the honestly the best way. So if we brand your wine, we brand your soap, we make a real business out of it, and you start sustaining.
Yeah, yeah. And this is actually one of the ways we raise we raise income in Cameroon, like in my organization, to continue helping people, even the moment we don't have donations. So we have this group of people who are just meant to produce the yogurt. They produce yogurt, they produce the detergent and wine, and we go to the market and distribute it there.
Nice.
And for like Ken asked, the price for the detergent may shock you because it's not the same like here. So in we sell 1 liter of detergent in Cameroon for $3. That's the price we're given for our organization. We have our organization logo and everything on it. And most of the times we just go to the market and convince people like, buy one for it. Sometimes we even give it for $2. And we're like, if you buy one, you are helping a child. You are actually helping a child put food on the table. If you buy one of this yogurt, it has very good health benefits. It will help you, and it will also help us to impact the lives of these kids that we're helping out. But not only do we teach them normal just yogurt, we also teach how to make soy yogurt, which is really good for the brain development of kids.
nice.
Mhm.
I eat soy yogurt. I just bought some today, so
You may
that's
look
pretty
into
good.
buying some of that too.
I will. Hey, what's cool is like my kid, my oldest is 7, and he does the shopping. So when he's in the presence and we are buying things, like I give him the card and I go, okay, buddy, like what we eat, our preferences. And so that's what we're going to do. And so we go to the farmer's market. We love going there. And some of these booths have kids that work the booths, right? And that's in America, that's pretty rare. So like my kid will intentionally go up there and go, oh, what you doing here? What is this? And they'll say something like, oh, okay, I'll take 2. And he reaches the card over, he pays, does all this stuff. And so with this, like, I love this because for me, even if it costs $10 to ship the stuff here, like it's an emotional event that I, as a father, get to share with my son that I can't get just buying Tide or some crap off the shelf that some factory in New Jersey made, right? Like there's what does that do for me? And so I tell people, if you're watching this and you're interested in what she has to offer, like make it an experience for your family or friends. And the number one thing you can do to get happy is to give back. And if you're buying things anyway, like buy something that you're going to use and do it in a way that you give back also. And so that's my pitch to people, is like, my kid is so responsible, he's so cognizant, he's like, wow, they're out here and it's really hot, daddy, huh? I'm like, yeah, let's get this people, let's go to this booth, buy something to drink, right? They have like these mint drinks and bring them over here. And he'll buy the drinks, bring it over to somebody else and give it to him because he knows like how hard it is to do that because he's done it. So I know I talked a lot on that one, but like for real, like it's so cool to like buy these things and like support and have it be an experience with your family. So I support it. Okay, so why gaming? There's nothing up to this point has like convinced anybody that why are you in gaming, and is there a gaming presence in Cameroon? Like tell me what's the connection with gaming?
Um, the gaming we have in Cameroon, we always say it's for men, but I wouldn't agree with that because I'm part of it right now. So it's not something very familiar in Cameroon, but I would say why gaming? Because I would say the answer to this question is for me, all of us are struggling with something. And if you want to be part of gaming, or if you want to really get out of stressful situations, maintain a good mental health, then consider gaming because that is a game changer. That is something that actually opens your mind to be able to absorb good things. Like it has a lot of positive energy. If you don't game, what else would you do to heal? If you don't game, how else would you be able to connect with positive people? Because you're not just doing it on your own. If you're gaming, you're not doing it alone. Also try to connect with other people. So I personally think gaming is something that we should never ignore because it helps our mind. It helps even the way we interact with people. It helps us to even talk with a smile, and as well, it relieves us from a lot of stress and helps us to grow because this thing makes you really smart. The more you game, the more smart you become. And if you want to be smart, then try gaming. If you think I'm lying, then try it as many times as possible. Then you'll understand what I'm talking about.
That's fantastic. What do you play?
Yeah.
I don't want to reveal what I play right now because I'm still trying to understand all the gaming and the different games to choose which one I really want to embrace.
Gotcha,
Cool.
gotcha. There's a type of gaming that is coming into popularity. It's controversial in many aspects, but there are games that are called blockchain games like Axie Infinity and other games that have been in the Philippines. Many people through COVID actually played those games. They did what you call farm through those games and converted cryptocurrency into their own currency. And lately, it's been up and down in the news about it, but there are some really good stories about it as well. I think in the future, as we move more heavily into mobile gaming, and we see like the rise of mobile gaming in India and in other places that sort of skipped that whole need for big giant LAN networks and $3,000 computers and went straight to high-end mobile gaming. I think we're gonna, like you said, I think we're gonna see a much wider variety of games and a lot of different ways to play and a lot of different reasons to play as well. But stress relief is definitely one of them, and I'm excited to see like the growth of there's the skins market like CS:GO and other players. They buy and sell skins, and that actually is also another way to earn in countries like the Philippines and other places where you are. You get a couple of rare skins and you sell those off. A couple $100 here doesn't make that much difference, but it could be 3 months of living somewhere in the Philippines. So I think there's some really unique roles for gaming economically coming up particularly around blockchain gaming, around betting on gaming, and around the new leagues that are growing. I was wondering what you think, what's happening in Cameroon with respect to that element, the mobile gaming scene.
In Cameroon, this mobile gaming scene, like I said earlier, most people think it's only for men, especially men who have the means to, because first it requires internet connection, which a lot of people do not have access to internet in Cameroon. So it's something that is really a little strange to everyone except a few men and kids. Like, it's more introduced now in the lives of kids, so they can grow into the standard of other kids and in other countries and get to understand how the world really works. So if we want to look at the younger ones, everyone, both female and male, they try to involve themselves in mobile gaming. But as from 30, you see people as from 30 upward, they would like, this is not my thing. It should probably be for some very, very outgoing man. And it's not every man who wants to play it, that they feel like, this thing is a waste of time. Instead of me going to find food for myself, why should I be here trying to play a game and waste some time? Just a few people. And there is this, like I was saying, it's a rich stress reliever. So this mental health has not really yet been considered as much as it's considered here in my country. So it's quite different.
Gotcha,
Well,
fantastic.
it was just if folks are on the playlist, the episode before this with Healthy Gamer, we talked about the look of gaming, and we looked on the screen and we're like, this is not the dude in the basement, like this is everybody. And what's funny is like, everybody games. I don't care who you are. Game nights at home are just everybody's memories. At least in the Western world, right? There's like, and I'm sure Cameroon, like I'm sure there are games, whether it be whatever form and shape they look compared to what's over here. I mean, game night is just the best night, and electronic versions of that is just the evolution of technology. And so, like everybody's doing it. We've had some really grumpy people who we converted over. Like, I'm not getting part of this. It causes mental health issues, and I'm like, no, actually, everything does. Okay, like you can go too far on the edge on everything. Okay, so that's just a bad association. So we've converted a lot of folks. So I love what you're doing. I love your message. I love you, and I really appreciate you joining Warrior Gamer, helping us out. You're a refreshing voice. I love your experiences. My heart goes out to you for your losses, as I'm sure everyone who's listening can attest that they feel the same. I honor you for being here. I'm so grateful for you spending over an hour of your time with us. And if there's any more words we'd like to impart, the floor is yours. And if not, we'll call it a wrap. It's up to you.
Thank you so much. And I want to also I say I appreciate you for inviting me to to this podcast. I am really grateful, and my word out there is just what I believe in, that one hand cannot tie a bundle. We are better to get together, and we would grow and impact more when we come together to do to carry out common activities or common visions that would help the world. Instead of focusing on what destroys us, let's focus on how we can bring solutions to the problems that we have, as well as avoid future issues. And just be at peace with one another. Just make sure that if you find someone on the way, just a little act of kindness is enough to make the person's day. Just a smile is a kind of it's an act of kindness. Never underestimate what you do for somebody, even if it's just looking at a person or even saying sorry for what you're going through. Even just a word of encouragement or a word of prayer is still an act of kindness. It's not just the material things. It's not just about money, not just about the people that we know. It's also about our heart. It's also about how we treat others out there and how we embrace the world as it is. Thank you so much.
That's
Um,
beautiful. Thank
again,
you. I'm speechless, right, Ken? You're amazing. I'm so grateful to see you glowing and living in gratitude and converting what others might consider something that would have brought them completely down. You converted that into something that you're elevating people all around you with. And I'm just grateful you're here so we can do it together, so we can find ways to connect you to different people, and we can, continue to write for more grants and write for bigger things for for all of our organizations. And I hope to meet you in person one day. I think I'll see you in Atlanta. We're all going down there, right, Ken? We're going for
yep.
in May, so I think we'll get to see you then.
Oh, yes. I'll be delighted to see you.
I have a big hug for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And the fact of how, just want to impress on people how immensely powerful you are. You're still young. You've had all of these experiences, and look at where you are at now and what you've done with yourself, and the attitude, the positive attitude you've had is just unbelievable. So we're going to have a part 2 of this so that I can dig into your mentality so that folks can get a dose of that. There are people who've gone through a lot less and who've taken a lot worse. So I want to kind of peel that back a little bit too. And I just want to thank you again. And I appreciate your time and energy. And that's a wrap.
Thank
You
you
so
so
much.
much.
Warrior Gamer Headquarters Podcast. Out.